In this lecture, we're going to create a state for the main menu. This state should derive from the base abstract class. To get started, let's create a new file. In the assets/scripts/UI folder, create a new file called UI main menu state. Next, open this file with Visual Studio Code. Let's clear the contents of this file. The responsibility of this file will be to manage the main menu. Before creating the class, we should add the namespace. The name of the namespace is called rpg.ui. Next, define the UI main menu state class. Our class should inherit the UI base state. Almost immediately, we'll receive errors due to not fully implementing the base state. Let's fix these issues by overriding the abstract methods from the base state. Inside the class, define the enterState method. Make sure to add the override keyword after the public keyword. Next, define the selectButton method with the same modifiers. We're almost finished. The next step is to call the constructor method from the abstract class. By default, it does not get called. Luckily, C# introduced the base keyword to invoke an inherited class's constructor method. First, we must define the constructor method. At the top of the class, add the UI main menu state method. The constructor method should have the same parameters. Otherwise, we won't be able to pass on the instance to the class. Add a parameter called UI with the UI controller class as the type. Lastly, add the base keyword with the UI parameter. It's been a while since we talked about the base keyword. As a refresher, this keyword allows us to call the constructor method of an inherited class. In this case, the inherited class is the UI base state class. We're using it to pass on the instance. The base state will be responsible for exposing the controller component to each state. The states are ready. The last step in this entire process is to create an instance and set the default state from the UI controller component. Open this component with your editor. Let's prepare our component by removing the system namespaces from the class. Next, remove the update method from the component. Typically, we would remove the start method too. However, we'll be setting the default state from this method. We're going to need it in a moment. One more thing, let's wrap the class with the rpg.ui namespace. Perfect. We can start creating instances. This process is going to be slightly different. At the top of the class, define a public variable called currentState with the UI base state class as the type. Define another public variable called main menu state with the UI main menu state class as the type. Previously, we created an instance immediately. The instance was assigned to the variable. However, that's not possible with the UI state. The UI state wants an instance during instantiation. Unfortunately, an instance of the component is not created during this time. Let me show you an example. I'm going to set the main menu state variable to a new instance of the main menu state class with the this keyword. After writing this code, an error gets thrown. According to our editors, the this keyword is not available in this context. We can't use the this keyword for our variables. We must wait until an instance has been created. I'm going to remove this value from the variable. Luckily, Unity has methods for when a game object has been created. Let's use them. Define the awake method. In this method, set the main menu state variable to a new instance of the main menu state class with the this keyword. This time, the code works without a problem. By accepting the instance from the constructor method, we must take a different route than before. The advantage of this solution is having access to the instance across the entire class instead of a specific method. Use whichever solution you prefer. After creating the state, let's set the current state. We'll do so from the start method. Set the current state variable to the main menu state variable. Lastly, let's call the currentState.enterState method. After making those changes, our main menu state is ready. The initial state should always be the main menu. In the next lecture, let's start transitioning from the main menu screen to the island scene.